looking very pensive, Donald.
What are you doing here?
I just thought my brother-in-law might need a friendly shoulder.
Did you indeed?
You're not happy, are you? Being married.
What a thing to ask.
Are you?
Are you?
Don't answer a question with a question.
I don't know. Suppose I'm as happy as I can expect to be.
That's not much of an answer.
I still love Barbara. Sometimes she seems so caught up in her music, it's as though I don't exist.
She should take better care of you.
You think so, do you?
I know so.
Are you flirting with me, Morag?
Could be.
All these years, you never said a word.
Well, that's the general idea with things you don't want people to know about.
Have you any idea how hard this is for me? To learn now that I have a daughter that I knew nothing of. I didn't even know you were pregnant. Why didn't you tell me?
And what would you have done,
I could have helped.
Oh, be more specific, Donald. How? I suppose you could have offered me money, but I already had that. So what would have been the point? And running away together would hardly have solved anything, would it?
I don't know, Morag, but I'm sure I could have done something.
Well, if you're feeling guilty, Donald, don't. It was a long time ago, and there's no denying the fact that it was I who seduced you.
Well, maybe, but I wasn't exactly reluctant either, was I?
We were both very weak. We were both very selfish. But unlike you, I was the one who paid for our night of whatever it was. And having done that, I would just like to forget the whole thing and get on with my life.
But what about Bobby? You can't just forget about her.
I provided for that child, albeit anonymously. And how was I to know where she was after she was adopted? I have only just found out about her. So if you want to take a high moral stand, do you mind taking it elsewhere?
I'm sorry, Morag. I just can't begin to imagine what the repercussions of this will be. I mean, how is it going to affect me, my career?
Why does it have to affect anything? Personally, I find it all rather easy to blot out.
Yes. We don't all have your depth of sensitivity, do we? I just need some time to think about it. Meantime, I would be grateful if we could keep this between ourselves.
Do you know, I'd like to know how you found out about it in the first place.
Well, it's,
Ah. Celia, I take it. Well, I suppose you are part of the family, after a fashion. I must have a word with her. I don't want this getting out any more than you do.
No. I can imagine you wouldn't.
What are you doing here?
I heard about Morag's accident. I called in to wish her well.
Oh, yeah, right. You didn't say anything about this, did you?
No, nothing at all. Look, I'm sorry, I'm running a bit late. So.
How are you feeling? All right, spit it out, Morag.
How could you? How could you tell her who I was when I expressly said that under no circumstances was she to know?
You were calling for her.
What?
You were calling her name. Celia was there. I mean, what option did I have? I didn't know whether you'd pull through.
Well, I was delirious. You should have realized that.
Oh, get off your high horse, Morag. I was only trying to do the right thing.
Well, with typical ineptitude, you managed to do entirely the wrong thing. Thanks to you, I've already had that wretched girl in here harassing me. I mean, heaven knows what else she's going to want.
I don't think she's going to want anything else. Honestly, I don't.
Judging from your record so far, I don't think your opinion's worth that much. All I can hope for now is that it's not too late for the whole unpleasant business to blow over. What is it?
I think you better have a look at this, Morag. I'm sorry.
Doesn't look like I've got much of a life left.
I know it's a bit of a shock to you, but, well, it won't turn out as bad as you think.
Oh, I'm sorry, Alfred. I think it's a little late for the Pollyanna bit.
You know what these journos are like. Nobody believes half of what they read.
Come down from the clouds, Alfred. Apparently my husband wants nothing more to do with me. I'm going to have to resign from the bench before I'm forced to do so. If there is a bright side, it's unlikely that I'll be prosecuted for concealing the birth of a child. Now, I may be wrong, but I don't see that that's much to cheer about.
You've still got your family, Morag. You've still got us.
Oh, that's a consolation.
Well, it's better than nothing, isn't it?
No, it's not.
Shouldn't you be taking it easy?
Well, I can't. I have too many things to attend to. Don't tell me you haven't seen the morning paper.
Yes. Yes, I've read it.
Delightful, isn't it? It's made my whole day.
I'm sorry, Morag. This must be all very hard for you.
Well, they say hardship forms the character, although personally I'd rather they'd left my character as it was instead of assassinating it.
Is there any way I can help?
No. Oh, you assuredly haven't come to commiserate, Donald.
No. No, I've been thinking about Bobby all day, trying to decide what to do.
And have you?
Yes. Yes, I have.
Well, that lets you nicely off the hook, doesn't it?
That wasn't the reason for my decision.
No? Well, either way, I must say I'm rather relieved. It was bad enough having to admit to being the girl's mother, but having to admit, well, to the rest.
I'm not ashamed of being a father. As a matter of fact, I'm quite getting used to the idea.
I can't think why.
I suppose it's got something to do with Alan and Rebecca. I failed Alan badly, very badly, but it's too late to do anything about that now. It's done. And if I were to be brutally honest, I'd have to say I don't know Rebecca very well. But with Bobby, I feel like I've been given a second chance.
Well, that's a very romantic notion, especially as you don't even plan to tell her the truth.
I can still look out for her, help her, guide her even, who knows?
Oh, wake up to yourself, Donald. She is nothing but a common little tramp. She is rude, abusive, and offensive in every way. And that's aside from the small matter of what she's trying to do to my life.
You're wrong about her, Morag, very wrong. Sure, she's got her problems, but there's a lot more to Bobby Simpson.
Well, I'm afraid I can't see it.
She's a fighter. Most kids who'd suffered as she has would have gone under by now.
Pity she didn't.
That's pretty heartless, isn't it?
Well, you're not the one lying in a hospital bed trying to battle to keep her life together. The truth is often heartless. Stop being so sanctimonious. I mean, in spite of all the praise you're heaping on her, you're still not prepared to acknowledge her.
Well, what would be the point? What good would it do her now, at this stage?
Oh, and it might hurt you. Wouldn't look too good in front of the P&C, would it?
No. No, it wouldn't. And if what you're trying to say is that I am a weak man, please don't bother. I've heard it before.